You know, you're out for a drive, having a nice day. It's fall and everything, and I think everything's going good, but then all of a sudden you smell something, and then you notice something, and you go, there's smoke coming from under my hood. What do you do? What do you do when that happens? Well, the first thing you do is don't panic. Just kind of find a place to stop. If you're on a major road, get off, pull over to the side, stop, and start assessing the situation. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about you're driving your car and all of a sudden you see smoke, you smell something weird, and you think your car is on fire. It could be. Your car could be on fire. Or it just could be that you have a problem with your radiator and it's steam. So what should you do? Years of being in the fire service, I've seen hundreds of car fires. People react hundreds of different ways. The main thing is don't just stop unless your car stops on you, and pull off to the side of the road. If you are on a highway, get as far off of the main highway as you possibly can. And if you are on a main city street like I am right now, you want to turn off onto a side street, but also, I know my car's not on fire, so I'm thinking about it right now. Don't park next to other people's cars. That'd be a bad thing. It wouldn't be a very nice person. But let's think about some of the things. A lot of this, and I'll be right off the top of, I've seen all kinds of car fires. I've seen little fires. I've seen cars all of a sudden, talking to the drivers, is that all of a sudden all I saw was flames. Flames were coming underneath the firewall, because don't forget, even though there's a firewall between your engine and your car compartment, passenger compartment, there are still holes in it for wires, and it can still come through. It can still start the dash on fire. Let's face it, our cars are all plastic, all right, except for the cage that's built around you for you to survive in a crash. Everything else is plastic. The wires are covered with plastic, the hoses are plastic, the dashboard is plastic, everything is plastic. So it's going to be very acidic, and you're going to want to get out. All right, so you've pulled over and you're set to go. What's the first thing you need to do? Number one is don't panic. All right, you need to look around you real quick. I'm just going to go over a list that I wrote here. You want to watch out for other vehicles. You want to look out for pedestrians, okay? And get off to the side. As you're moving over, you could release your seatbelt, because like I said, you don't know how fast this fire is going to get going, or if it even is a fire, all right? And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Unlock your doors. Like everything, this also goes if your car goes into water. You want to unlock your doors, roll down your windows, because you may lose that ability once the car gets wet. All right, so you want to pull over, put your car in park, turn off and remove your keys. You go, turn off and remove my keys. 2 reasons. A lot of fires happen from a break in the fuel line, or somebody just worked on their car and there's a problem with the fuel pump. Turn your car off. It shuts the fuel pump down, all right? It also gives you the opportunity is you will have your house keys with you. Now you can take your house keys with you, because a lot of times I pulled house keys out of what was left of an interior of a car, and the keys melt, they bend and stuff like that. It gets pretty hot inside of a car, don't forget that. Instantly, because you're only thinking of survival and getting out, is there anybody else in your car? Do you have somebody sitting next to you? Do you have an elderly parent that has problems getting out? Do you have kids in a car seat? You want to make sure that you take care of them and get them out of the vehicle, help them out of the vehicle, all right? And then you're going to want to take them as far away, because that's number one. Think about yourself and think about the other people in your car. You want to get them out. All right, if you have a pet, this is why I always say, if your pet is in your car, they have a leash on. This way you can lead them out and you can tie them to something away from your car. All right, and then if you have to go back and grab something. All right, if you can, all right, a lot of people charge their phone in the car. Grab your phone in your hand. Reach down into your glove box. Have all your insurance papers and your registration stuff in one easy little envelope marked like I do for the Versa. Grab this. You're gonna need this, because if you forget your phone in the car, if you don't remember your insurance agent's number, it's gonna be on this. All right, grab your insurance papers. It's really, really important. Ladies, grab your purse, grab it, and to get out as fast as possible. Exiting your vehicle. Okay, so watch for traffic. Traffic's, if your car is really on fire and the smoke's come out, traffic's going to avoid you. Believe me, it is going to totally avoid you. But you need to be assured. Get yourself and others 50 feet from the vehicle, at least 50 feet from the vehicles. Though I didn't really have to deal with electric vehicles, I've my son and friends of mine that are still in the service, they have been dealing with electric vehicles, and they burn hot and crazy. And if you have magnesium wheels, they spit and spark and all kinds of stuff. And both those, the fire departments have a real hard time putting them out. Matter of fact, we learned with magnesium wheels back in the 80s and the 90s, even into the 2000s, let them burn. They burn out quicker than you trying to put them out. Don't stand directly in front of or behind your vehicle. And people always wondered about that, but that's something we learned in the fire service the hard way. We have these 10-mile-an-hour bumpers and stuff like that. Well, there are cylinders inside there, and once they get hot, once they start burning, they will blow, which means they're going to send your bumpers. I've seen them go 50 feet in front of a car. I've heard of firemen basically having their legs broken. So you want to be away from the car at an angle, all right? Once everyone's away from the car, safely away from the car, assess for injuries. Did you have any injuries? Okay, any burns? Any smoke inhalation? Any, did you get cut? Did you get bruised? Did you twist an ankle or something like that? You want to assess for all that, and now is when you're going to call 911. But before you call 911, I want you to look back at your vehicle, okay? You want to look at what's coming out from underneath your hood, all right? Especially if it's only coming out from underneath your hood. Does it go up so far and dissipate? Well, if it does, that's just steam, all right? And what it means is you blew a radiator hose, your radiator's leaking or whatever, and that's going onto your hot engine and it's dissipating. A lot of people will say, well, yeah, I know the smell between, antifreeze and smoke, but in a situation, do you really? Because the fire could have actually burned through a radiator hose and caused that to leak also. So turn back, look back, because it's going to make a difference between calling 911 or calling AAA. All right, that's very, very important. Like I said, if it's smoke, call 911. If it's steam, call a tow. So here's some special notes on so you're going to stay off to the side, let the fire department come, let them put it out. Going back to what's in your car, you and your occupants are number one. And after that is, your car, your car or your phone, your purse, your insurance papers, a briefcase, the really nice dress you bought at Nordstrom's yesterday, or your running shoes are in the back. Also, guys and gals, if you're concealed carry holders and you put your firearm somewhere in your car. If you can get it out, get it out. If not, please tell the fire department or police that there is a firearm in there. It isn't so much the bullets in the magazines, but the one in the chamber that we worry the most about. So special notes, remember, explosions during fires can happen. They can actually happen. But it's normally the bumper cylinders, airbags, and especially tires. Tires will explode very loudly as they burn. I truly have never seen a car explode from the gas tank or anything, and normally what happens is the cap on the gas tank may blow off, and then that will set fire. But I've never really seen a gas tank explode. I'm sure there's people out there, firemen out there, police that will say, "Oh, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it." But normally that happens on the crash. The fuel will explode, or the fuel will spill and then ignite instantly, and people will think that's an explosion from the rush of air and stuff like that, but it really isn't. Again, let fire department know of firearms and flammable liquids in your car. If you were like me, when we owned a cottage, I'd be driving back with my truck with 5 to 6 gallon cans of gasoline in the back of my truck for the speedboat, for the fishing boat, for the pontoon boat, for the motorcycles, for the ATVs. So let them know that that's in there too. If you get set up and smoke compromises your position, get out of that smoke. Don't stay in that smoke. You know, it's kind of like at a campfire. You always move away from that smoke. You love the campfire, but nobody likes the smoke. All right, some last thoughts on this. Always have copies of your insurance card on your phone. Take pictures of it. All right, so now you got two places. You've got the hard copy and you got your phone. Get tow company phone numbers and put them on your phone, or also write them on here so you have them. Don't hesitate to contact 911 if you need help or feel threatened. Car fires, car problems happen anywhere, and they could be in good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, in areas that you don't want to be in or you're concerned. So don't hesitate. If you don't know your car's on fire and you don't know if it's a radiator, you can still call 911, all right, and get the police to your location. It's really, really important. So that's it. If you've ever had your car catch on fire, you know what it's like. It's not fun. I never have personally. I've had radiators, go and stuff like that. But that's it. You're number one, your occupants are number two, and then your stuff. Get all that stuff out and stay far away from the car and let the fire department and police handle the rest. So that's it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this helps you out. I hope it gets your mind working to a way that you'll feel a little bit in the right mind. You'll think about this video if it ever happens to you. Please pass this video on to all your kids that drive. It's really important because obviously they wouldn't know what to do because they're just learning how to drive. And send this on to your parents or whatever. If you're not a subscriber and you're viewing our channel for the first time, please subscribe. We've got like 311 different videos. Some are time sensitive, going back to COVID, but most of the stuff is prepping, preparing, 2A stuff, and all that. But please, hey, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Other than that, I'm going to say adios, but first I'm going to say always be aware of your surroundings. Don't forget, have enough food in your stockpile for 3 months, maybe 6 months to a year of sheltering in place, and at least 72 hours of bug-out food. And please, please, prep like your life depends on it, because it really does. Thanks a lot. See you next time, and enjoy the fall. It's beautiful weather.